live here. Um, so I wanted to do a live stream today, and I want to cover some severe weather that will be possible in the Great Lakes region of northern Minnesota, Wisconsin, but also the Northeast, where damaging winds or an isolated tornado or two is definitely possible. So I'm going to hop right into it because this is going to be a relatively short stream. I'm just doing an overview. So basically, we've got storms along this leading edge moving into Massachusetts, Connecticut, and moving out of New York, but coming along this border right here. So these storms are going to be moving off in this general direction, and these areas could be at risk for seeing damaging winds or an isolated tornado. Still a chance of one happening up here, a little less at the moment. Damaging winds are going to be more likely in this area, so definitely watch out for that. Of course, there's going to be a lot of damaging winds in here, but there's also a risk for an isolated tornado right here. For right now, in this area that I circled just a second ago, it's going to be mainly damaging winds, but an isolated tornado could be possible as well. Jump farther south towards Pennsylvania and Maryland, there are some storms that have been producing 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts up to quarter-size hail, but I think the hail's died out right now, but some strong wind gusts are still possible. We've also got some storms that could be producing some strong gusts and hail, quarter-size, 60-mile-an-hour winds. Come up into Minnesota, and we've got some severe thunderstorm warnings up here. This one has weakened since the severe thunderstorm warning was issued. It was producing ping-pong ball-sized hail, not sure exactly what it's got now. This storm down here has got some imminent hail with golf ball-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. If we go to the closest radar, you can definitely see that there is some hail showing up here south of the town of Mora and north of the town of Brunswick. Pretty much this is what we could see in this, and if I lived in this area here, I would definitely be monitoring severe weather potential. So keep an eye on it if you live up there. I've been looking over here, and I want to show you guys what the velocities look like in some of these storms. I guess just so what we got here is some strong winds on the leading edge. These are coming towards the storm right here. And this right here is moving away. Often indicated sign of rotation. Now, right now, this rotation's a little bit disconnected from the front, where it should be bringing in right there. If this is to shift in and tighten up right in this area, a tornado could definitely form at some point. There is a little bit of radar interference right now, so this spot, it's might be a little far out, but we can at least see that there is some rotation here. There is not a tornado imminent, but there is rotation for sure. There could also be some small hail. Now, if we go back towards this radar where you can see these storms on the back, you can see that a lot of these storms don't have major rotation, but there is one right here near Canaan that I'm monitoring with some weaker rotation. But it could, if it strengthens, become a tornado because it is tight enough. It's just not quite those strong winds that you see when a tornado forms, which is a good thing, not a bad thing. It's a good thing for sure. We don't want to see any major tornadoes today, but we did see one tornado confirmed in this area. I believe, I don't remember the exact area, but it was in a radar hole, like over here somewhere. So it's kind of between radars to where like you don't exactly have a good view from any radar. So keep looking out for that if you're in these areas. I'm going to give you guys a quick update on the tropics too. I'd like to at least. So let me find my... Alright, here we are. So in the Atlantic, we've got a development region off the coast of Africa that is moving right now, it would appear, in the general direction of the United States. Now, will this hit the U.S.? Likely not, because this storm is likely going to get pushed northward by the winds and cold front potentially. So, the next 7 days, the chances have gone up to 40%. So we will definitely be keeping that. Gradual development will be possible going into the coming days. And with this development, I believe we should probably see maybe a tropical depression. You can see these waves coming off of Africa could definitely develop. There's an area of interest off of Florida, but it is likely not developing. Invest 95L has died out, luckily. So, I will still continue to watch, especially off the African coast. I think as we get into September, these waves could definitely pick up. So here we go. This is what the European model shows this wave doing. You can see there is a clear disturbance, but the European doesn't quite show it organizing well. Now, the GFS has been showing a little bit of a different solution. GFS has been showing that it will organize decently. It just won't quite be hitting the U.S. It will curve out. You see, like, it's heading in that general direction. Might look threatening, but then it turns north. And the GFS shows it being a little stronger. Now, the GFS has been throwing out strong hurricanes all year, so I wouldn't exactly trust it. But this run is a bit more sensible than the last ones it's been showing. It did show a Category 3 or 4 hurricane hitting the Outer Banks, and it also showed a weaker storm coming across Florida and then re-strengthening the Gulf and going in. That will not happen, at least not right now. Later this year, keep a lookout for a strong storm to come in, but right now, no, it's not happening with this storm. Now, in the Pacific, you can see there are some storms blowing up out there, and we have had a strong typhoon, and I think we will continue to see typhoons. Maybe not quite as strong as this one was, but I think we will see some typhoons. This storm made landfall in China. It brushed through part of Taiwan. We expect to see another pretty strong typhoon to affect areas like Shanghai, maybe. This is the GFS solution, so we might let's switch to the European model and see what it shows. GFS tends to be very aggressive when coming to tropical systems. So the European does show a big storm coming just south of Shanghai, affecting Taipei and Taiwan as well. Any storms that can form out here in the Pacific will likely have a shot at becoming strong.